Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Give you my thought for the day. Someone sent me a video, and this is an Israelite moray, and I'm kind of starting to think that he is pro-Trump. He's pro-Trump, and I think that he might be thinking that I'm anti-Trump. But, because it's not the first time he sent me a video, an anti-Trump, a pro-Trump video that's attacking the Democrats. Let me set the record straight here for those of you who Israelites in the covenant, and you are putting your faith in the Democrats, you're putting your faith in the Republicans. Both Democrat and Republican are two wings. You got the right wing and the left wing on the same bird, the buzzard, the eagle, which is our captor. So our redemption is not going to come from the Democrats or Republicans, right? However, I will say this much, that with regards to government, a lot of people put faith in a party. And so because they're anti-Trump, they're anti-Republican. You have to look at the candidate itself and see what his viewpoints is with regards to his position on issues that matter. And I think the problem that a lot of people make is people become one issue voters. So most Republicans say, well, we're against gay rights, we're against homosexual marriage and stuff like that. So therefore, that's their pitch. That's their sales pitch to get you to vote for them. See, I'm a Yah-fearing Hebrew Israelite. We're not supposed to endorse homosexuality. But, and I said this in another video, and I'll say it again. So you support a person who's anti-gay, but you support the same person who's a bigot. Which is the bigger sin, right? The Most High made us free moral agents. So you can't make a person serve Yah. I don't care how many laws you pass. The Most High put before us life and death. He said choose life. So it's not our responsibility to make the citizens of the United States obey the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's their Yah-given right, whether they want to obey or to disobey. And furthermore, we are Israelites. We are supposed to be teaching. So while we are in captivity, all these figureheads, that oppressors that we're over, they're not going to support the law of Yah anyway. So regardless of how you look at it. So what it is, like I said, the sales pitch is, Republicans are anti-gay and pro-life. Democrats are gay and pro-choice. Okay. Now let me ask you a dumb question. Is the Most High pro-life or pro-choice? You think about it. Does he stand against any person's will that chooses to choose death? No, he don't. That's why he put before us death and life, cursings and blessings. He told us to you choose. You have to make the decision whether or not you choose. Just because they pass a law that permits you to sin, permits you to kill a person, doesn't mean that you are going to exercise that. You have to make that decision on your own merit, right? So we can't be a one-issue voter, voting because they hold up Christian values, right? So, and my last thing I want to leave is people say, well, Trump is not a racist. He just speaks his mind. Remember the old adage, and I shared this many times, and I'm sure it precedes me. It says, the saying goes, if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's a duck, right? So, you say Trump's not a racist. Well, the way in which he's walking like a racist if he's not one. He kind of is similar to Ronald Reagan, who people thought wasn't a racist. But they got a recording of him where he was discussing with Richard Nixon, calling the people in Africa monkeys. Is that racist or not? My last thought. Racist. Everybody in the world is racist by definition. Okay? You look it up. A racist doesn't mean a person is prejudiced, right? Because there's a difference between prejudice and racist. You look it up. But everybody feels like that their race is superior to another race as pertaining to a specific topic. For example, black people feel like that nobody can play sports better than us, can sing better than us, etc. So that make us racist in the sense of superiority when it comes to that particular field. White people feel like that they are more superior when it comes to business and when it comes to food and nutrition or health and so forth. So, and my last point, the Most High is a racist. He said, brother, you speaking blasphemy. Well, the Most High believes that the children of Israel is better than any other race. Look at what he said. And you Google it or you search it in your own scriptures. The Most High said that the nation of Israel was above every other people. He chose Israel to be above, right? So that would make the Most High racist, right? Racist towards Israel. So we all are racist, right? Now, prejudice, you can be racist and it does not mean that you don't like people that are not of your ethnicity. But you're racist when it comes to, I'll give you one last point, one other point. Black people are racist when it comes to sex. And you don't believe me? Why do you think they have the saying that says, once you go black, you won't go back? Right? Because we have this belief as black people that nobody can sex you like a black person. Right? Some people validate that as a truth. Some would say, oh, that's a fact. Well, I don't know if it's a fact or not. I mean, it depends on who's the person on the receiving end. But for us to believe that we're superior when it comes to something minute like that, or when it comes to dancing. Here's another issue. Black people think we are superior when it comes to dancing. I mean, we don't think that Gentiles or white people have rhythm when it comes to dance. We might make fun of how they do their little, I can't even do it, but I just got rhythm in my blood. But we make fun of Europeans because we feel like that they can't dance like we dance, right? We feel like they can't sing like we sing. Europeans make fun of us because they feel like that so-called black people have a low IQ. And what's the basis of the IQ, okay? The IQ is the basis of a native language of the Europeans. So if you are not the founder of that language, then quite naturally someone that's speaking a language, your language is your heritage language, is going to have issues, right? I mean, sometimes people will say things to me about my choice of words in this King's English, right? I mean, we had to learn the King's English. It wasn't something that was our native tongue. We have our native tongue stripped from us. So everybody's racist. Everyone in the world is racist. And if you don't believe you're racist, then you are woefully deceived. We're all racist. We all have our viewpoints of racism. Like I said, I'm gonna repeat this because somebody get my words twisted. Because you are racist does not mean that you don't like people of other ethnic groups. Donald Trump is a racist because he believes that the white people are superior to the other races. That's what generally speaking, most Europeans do have that premise. They do believe that white people are superior to the other races. That's just a fact. Okay? Now, like I said, does it make them prejudiced? That's another subject. That's another video. Okay? Only you know whether or not you are prejudiced or not. Okay? And that's just my thought. And that's all I'm going to share. That's all I got for now. Shalom.